What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Tower Defense Tuesday. This week we're taking a look at Taur, an action tower defense sci-fi game from Echo Entertainment that just hit Steam on February 19th, 2020. Now, this is a action tower defense game at its core where you control a large central tower and you build out from that tower as it progresses. Let's hop on in and take a look at the introduction. Tauria, homeworld of the Tauran droids, is under attack by the Empyrean, a vast and powerful droid empire controlling most of the galaxy. After refusing to trade their advanced weapon technology with the warmongering Empyrean, the Taurans were declared galactic terrorists. Oh no! A full-scale planetary invasion of Tauria and total war ensued shortly thereafter, with both sides suffering massive losses. Heavily outnumbered and inexperienced in war, the Taurans estimated the likelihood of their total annihilation to 99.8%. That sounds a little rough. In its desperation, the Tauran High Council made a radical decision to grant full operational command of a Taur-class battle station to a primitive warmongering organic. Welcome, Commander. And I would be that warmongering organic. So here we go. There is the intro. Now I am going to jump on over to my main account that I've been playing through, but I did want to show the intro there. Now the objective here is, throughout the campaign, we're going to want to control the majority of Tauria. As you see, starting off, we have 50-50 control between the Tauran and the Empyrean, and each battle will sway that control. Your objective then is to maintain control long enough for the Empyrean Overlord to spawn, in which case that is the boss and you will effectively win the game. By losing control of the area, you lose the game, and a campaign can actually go relatively quickly. The fastest you are going to get to having the Overlord come is at 50 days. Chances are you're not going to beat the Overlord on your first attempt at day 50, and if that is the case, the Overlord will return every additional 25 days that you control Tauria. Now here is my main playthrough here. I have yet to make it to that day 50. As you see here, I am in day number 21. Now, I thought it would be best to hop right in and check out the action before we go through each of the individual skill trees. Now, when you think about it, day 50, now each day you're going to choose a war zone to defend. Now, when you think, oh my gosh, you need to go through 50 days before the Overlord will spawn, remember that each day can run very, very quickly. Depending on which war zone you choose to defend, each individual's day mission can be over like within just a couple of minutes. It's super, super fast. It's actually, I love that aspect of it, as it's perfect when you don't have a ton of dedicated time. It's very easy to start and leave and come back to without having a dedicated amount of time to sit and play through. Now, as you see, I've at 100% control of Tauria, and I did find it was pretty easy to maintain. Now, if we look through day 21's war zones here, we've got the Invasion Oasis, the Skyfall Wasteland, and the Invasion Crystal Grove. Now, we will have to choose one of these regions to defend, and if we look at, say, the Invasion Oasis, and we look over to the left, you see, if we gain victory, we're going to gain 10 control points. If we lose, the Empyrean are going to gain 10 control points, and if we abandon the mission, the Empyrean will gain 1. Now, if we look through the different invasion zones, we see this one's 12, 15, and 4. This one is 14, 13, and 5. Now, whichever zone we choose to defend means that the other two zones in this area are going to be considered abandoned for that day. Now, each day's battles, you're going to want to make sure you are gaining enough points to wash out the points that the Empyrean gain. Once again, this is very easy to control, just taking a look at the available missions each day. In fact, you could go to the mission with the highest percentage of abandoned points, like this one. This Warzone Crystal Grove is +5, and defend that one every day, and as long as you win each day's mission, you're always going to end up in the positive as far as the control points. Now, in addition to that, there are resources that you'll gain. These resources are power, different power cores. We've got a standard, a large, and a massive, and then different crystals, astral, stellar, and prime. Now, the crystals are used for research points, the power cores are used for building defenses, and power is just a generic currency that will be required to be used for everything. Now, before we hop into the different skill trees, let's jump in and try out a match. Let's decide which one we want to defend today. Now, in addition to that, it shows you the difficulty, essentially, or the amount of resistance that's going to be at that location. As you see, this one is light enemy resistance, this one is massive enemy resistance, this one is light enemy resistance as well. Now, when we're looking through my various currencies, one thing I know I do want is some of these green astral crystals. Well, we know that the Invasion Crystal Grove is going to offer astral crystals, and the Invasion Oasis is going to offer astral crystals as well. Now, for this particular day, although the Crystal Grove has the highest amount of abandoned resistance, I actually really need these power cores and astral crystals, so I'm going to go with Invasion Oasis for this day. And if we look at what's to come, this one's going to be multiple waves, and it's going to be any combination of units. So if it's like all flying units, it will tell you. If it's all tank type units, it will tell you. It'll give you a little idea about what you're fighting. So let's hop on into the Invasion Oasis and check things out. Now, this is our central tower. As you see, I've built out on it quite a bit, and this is, I don't even have half of the area unlocked yet. This is basically your building structure, going all the way out to large and massive slots, to your little interior slots used for defenses themselves. You have to actually unlock each red node to be able to build on that, and then that is a permanent addition to your main tower unless it gets destroyed. Now, of course, as you see, I've got lots of nodes to build on. Then we can click on our builder menu, and you can assign anything that you want to assign. We've got various cannon type things. We've got a cryo beam here, an artillery turret, missile defense, which I have not unlocked yet, is why that's red. And then we've got droids. We've got little bots that we can send out to help protect us. We've got guardian droids, which is going to be like a wall of little tanks. We're going to have rangers, which I've yet to unlock yet. And then we've got interceptors, which is aircraft. These are all, of course, aircraft here. We've got the Spectre, which I've still yet to unlock, and then the Cyclone, and then just a regular old plasma turret. This is the vanilla that you start things off with. Now, for this particular example, I am not going to actually add anything else, and the baddies are actually coming, so let's take a look around. Now, there's two different modes. You can fire your tower from ground mode, which I'm in right now, or you can fire your tower against a flyer mode, which if you hit shift, it's going to target off of the ground and be able to hit flyers more easily. Now, this particular map, we've got a lot of ground targets, so let's just stick on the ground mode. These planes that are flying around here now are mine, and all of these little droids on the ground are my droids as well. Now, you do have multiple defense styles or action styles that you can choose from. This is my alternate of fire, which is kind of like a mortar. I missed terribly there. And then you can change your primary weapons available. So right now, I'm using like a railgun. The railgun, of course, is going to fire a hard-hitting single burst. I can hold the fire button down, and that will fire automatically, but If I do that, I'm going to blow through all of my ammo really quick, and my accuracy is going to go away. Now, you can zoom in. The accuracy is very important. The little aim reticle is just a general. If your little dot in the middle of the aim reticle is not on your target, you are not going to hit it. Now, in addition, we can also change weapons. So, let's say in this situation, we got us a laser beam, and we're just blasting baddies here. You can actually play with your laser beam here and make it so you can really fire continuously without ever having a reload break, as it does recharge. Now, if you just sit here and spray, of course, then you're just going to burn through your charge right away. However, super quick missions, as I mentioned, the individual missions can be done like really as fast as like 2 minutes. You can blast through them quick. I personally love that aspect of it. Now, if we look at what happened for today, we've got +1 and Perion is -1. And the reason is, although we won our war zone and we gained the +10 control, we lost 4 control for abandoning Empyreon, and we lost 5 control for abandoning over here, and those points all go to the Empyreon. So your goal each day is to gain more points in control than the Empyreon gain. So let's hop back on out and take a look at our research tree. Now, it's got a very interesting reforging type system. If we go over here to the forge, this is for your primary weapons. Now, when you reforge an item, there is an RNG factor. If we look here, we see a minimum and a maximum range. By reforging, we're going to reforge to somewhere in that range. However, each time you reforge, this range is going to go up and up and up. So the more reforges you get in, you could end up getting a really bad roll and being on the very low end of that range, but you're going to be pushing your maximum range up every single time. And that is for your primary weapons that you're going to be firing from the tower itself. Now, if we look through the research trees, we see all of our various resources up top, and these are color coordinated to match individual resource nodes. As we see here, a raptor, that is my plasma turret that I was using in the game. I've got that unlocked already, and I've also already put upgrades into it. Looking through, like, the next thing I was really wanting to shoot for is this large structure, which this large structure is going to be a shield around my entire base. Now, as you see, it's insufficient funds. I need 250 energy, but then I would also need 2 stellar crystals and 1 prime crystal. Now, I've got the prime crystal, but I don't have 2 stellar crystals, so I can't yet unlock the Aegis or our large shield generator. If we look over on this tree, these are our primary weapons. The Punishers, the weapon that we start off with. We've got the Tempest, which is a large cannon. We've got a Cleaver. We've got the Cryohawk. We've got the Destroyer. Down this way, we've got the Disintegrator. We've got the Havoc. And we've got the Ravager. And of course, a lot of these I have yet to unlock. Over on this side is going to be our turrets. So here we've got all of our various turrets, the Chimera, the Striker, etc., and down through those trees. And then up top, we're going to have kind of our drones and utility. So if we look through up top, this is where we unlock that Guardian Command that gives us our little tank droids that are running around out there. Ranger, I want to get unlocked right away. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and unlock Ranger right now. So there we go, we've got the Ranger unlocked. Now, once I get Ranger unlocked, of course, we can go to these other tiers, which I actually have a lot of the currency for. This one's going to give me additional Ranger droids. Let's by all means take that. As you see, that one's got 4 ranks, so you can really jack up the amount of Ranger droids you have there. And then this one is going to be an upgrade, which gives armor plating to the droids themselves. That way they can take more damage. Now, when a defense gets destroyed, you lose that defense, but you still have that area on your map unlocked where you can rebuild another defense there. And then taking a look through, we've got additional prime abilities. Now, prime abilities, of course, are the abilities you're going to use from your tower itself. Here we've got a photon flare. See, fires a photon flare at the target location, lighting up enemy units in the area. We've got a repair drone that sends out drones to repair structures. This is going to be important as well. I definitely need to get down to that. And then all the way out, we've got seeker mines. So this is like a mine that will seek out targets and explode. So I've still got lots and lots of stuff to unlock in my research here. But as you saw, I am only on day 22 and making progress. Now, Taur, when I first popped in and looked at it, it looked good, but it did look a little boring. Now, after putting a little bit of time into it and getting some more defenses unlocked, the game is crazy addicting fun. This game does run $24.99 on Steam. I do have mixed emotions there. I feel like with the amount of content the game has, that could be a little bit on the high side of pricing compared to other tower defense games that are on Steam. However, if you find this game on sale, the game is super fun. It's crazy addicting. Right now, I've played around with it a little. I haven't like hard gone into a campaign or anything, and I've got just under 2 hours into the game right now, and I've made it through to day 22 now. And obviously, I've had some time sitting and playing around with the different research trees and looking at stuff, so that's part of that time. But there's no doubt, even if you go through and say you kill and complete the campaign at like day 100, it's going to be many hours of enjoyment. I would say at a minimum, probably maybe 8 to 10 hours to get through your very first campaign. Now, obviously, if you replay, you can streamline that. There's a couple of things I would like to see. I wish that there was some sort of like a survival or endless sandbox mode. I wish that maybe there was a difficulty setting where after you go through the campaign, you could go through it on a higher difficulty. These things aren't in the game yet, and the game is still, it's at full launch. Now, with that in mind, the game is not finished with development, even though it is in full launch. If you look through the Steam history, it does get updates quite regularly, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else gets added into Taur. But that will do it for now. That is a quick Tower Defense Tuesday look at Taur, the newest action defense from Echo Entertainment. So all the links are down in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and special thank you to Echo Entertainment for providing me with a copy of the game to review for this video. So thank you all once again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.